Welcome to KMX Behind the Curtain, brought to you by Kayfabe Music UK. In today's interview, we're going to be speaking to 18-year-old wrestling phenomenon, Callum Newman. We're going to talk to him about how he's been wrestling for almost a decade, how he started off in wrestling, how Will Ospreay convinced him not to quit, and also, how are them chops from Kosta K. Let's get behind the curtain with Callum Newman. Welcome to KMX Behind the Curtain. Today we're interviewing Callum Newman. Welcome, Callum.
What's up?
How are you?
Thanks for having me. I'm all right.
Yeah?
The sun's finally out, so I can finally start yarding again.
I was about to say, you've started posting on your Instagram again, haven't you? Back in the ring.
Yeah, I've been itching. It's taken way too long.
Nice. And Goofy being in the ring with you?
Yeah, he takes all the bumps.
Well,
I'll give it 5 minutes. He's giving me a Rev Rana.
Amazing. Right, let's get started. So in terms of wrestling, people want to know, I've been asked many times when you speak to wrestlers, ask them, why did they get into wrestling? So let's ask, why did you get into wrestling?
It was weird. Like I kind of got into it out of boredom. So like when I was young, my parents would always make me want to like do something, like always do a sport. And like 30 seconds from my house, there was a show. And I was like, oh, we'll go. We'll like, it's wrestling. We never seen it before. We'll go see it. And then halfway through the show, they said, oh, we do training. And Mum was like, oh, yeah, you can do that. Because I was always getting in trouble at school for being a Power Ranger.
Yeah.
And yeah, she was like, oh, we'll go do that. And then done my first session, started watching it loads, and then stuck with it since.
And how old were you when you first started?
7 or 8.
7 or... And then
yeah.
when so you went training about 7 or 8 and just kind of was like doing the basics and all that sort of stuff, or?
Oh, I was bumping, like my first session. They had like this child, like, bump. Do you know like the little gym mats that's like that thick? They'd be like bumping on them, like from the get-go.
Oh, right.
Oh, this ain't fun.
No. So where did you develop from there? Because obviously you've moved on from places now. Where have you moved on to?
So now I'm at the London School Lucha Libre with Greg and Garry. But right now it's been yarded loads and trying to travel about and go here, there and everywhere and try different places. That's the main goal right now.
Do you think that moving around from different place to place, you pick up different techniques and sort of ideas that can kind of make you a better wrestler?
Yeah, like way better. Like I've gone from like loads of different schools, like regularly. So I went from like Wrestleforce to Knuckle Locks and now Lucha. And then in each school, like I've learned loads of different bits. And then each place I'll find what works for me. So like I'll do something at Lucha that might not work as well as something I learned in Nux, but I can like move it to where it works either way. And then where I was like learning with Frontline, we had a seminar every week with a different person. And each week you find out with a different person, something might click with you rather than doing like the same thing every week. So it worked a lot better.
Yeah. And with regards to you've had lots of trainers in the past, and obviously the future, you've got a lot of people around you. I know there's quite a lot of influential people in the wrestling world that kind of look out for you as such. Who do you see as quite influential for you? Who's given you the most like kind of things to help you and kind of build you as a wrestler?
Definitely Will, like Will and Paul. Greg helped me loads as well. Like, so when I first went Lucha, I was very much like, I'm going to turn up with my hood up. I'm not going to talk to anyone. And then the first time I met him, he was straight away like, no, try take this off, through like the hoodie away. And was like, you're going to be like a Scooby-Doo. You're going to wrestle Scooby-Doo. So I'm like running around the ring barking.
Yeah.
And with Will, he would like, he'd be really like blunt with me. The same with Paul. And they'd tell me what was good and what was bad. If it was bad, they'd tell me exactly bit for bit what was bad. And I can watch it back and go, oh no, that was right. And that they wouldn't sugarcoat things. Like if something was like completely horrendous, they wouldn't go, oh, it was okay. But they would just go, no, that was absolutely disgusting. Never do that again. Like that move was horrible. And that helped me so much better.
How did you find that with you? Because obviously you are quite young. You've been in wrestling for a while, but you are quite young in terms of age. How did you find that, obviously, getting that sort of feedback?
Well, I had it basically the whole time. Like when I first started, everyone was like, oh, you're so young, you're so sick. And I had my granddad about at the time. And he would watch it and go, what are you doing? Like, this is rubbish. What are you doing? And like, I only started doing the flippy stuff maybe in like 2019. So like all that time before, I was just doing tech wrestling. And like the biggest high flying thing I'd do was like a crossbody off the top or a drop kick, and he straight away would like pull me, and my granddad would like he'd enjoy a swear and like cuss this that and everything, and he would just tell me straight. So like hearing it from him helped a lot because it went from him, and I went to these other different places when he wasn't about, and everyone was doing the same thing, like kind of saying, "Oh, you're so good, this, that, and the other." And I kind of got used to that, and then it got back to when I met Will and Paul, and they started helping. That's when I kind of got the little bit of like, "Boy, this is rubbish, this ain't," kind of thing. And I was like, "Okay, now I know I'm actually like getting proper feedback from people who kind of care." And that's the thing as well. I knew that they cared as well because they wasn't telling me everything was good. If they were going to tell me everything was good, then they wouldn't care.
Yeah, because you don't want to be surrounded by yes men, do you? Really, a bit of tough love, and you can kind of build on it.
Yeah,
if you're being told,
how I felt for ages.
Yeah,
like it was always, "Oh, that's I just do a vault in," and I used to be really short as well. Like I was tiny, and like I'd vault in the ring. "Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so sick." They'd see me do like a flip bum. "Oh, you're so good." And like after a while, it gets really boring because I get too comfortable, and it's like, please tell me that I'm like something was completely crap, because then I know you're not lying to me. And after a while, I just stopped listening to people because I knew that was going to tell me something was good.
Yeah.
And then like I'd rather you tell me something was bad than something was really, really good.
Did you think that, because I know I heard in where you did the interview with Kosta K on the Lucha Pod, you mentioned about you were thinking about leaving wrestling, and then you did a seminar with Will Ospreay, who you've already mentioned, and obviously you mentioned it to him, and he kind of then tried to convince you into staying and was talking to people, and then got you over to Lucha. Do you think that was a lot of that was down to people just saying, "Yeah, you're great," and you just felt you weren't progressing as you thought you should be?
Yeah, so I got really bored. Like I was like 15, and I was just doing the same thing every week. Like every week I'd turn up, you'd do like cardio, and then you get in rolls, bumps, a bit of chain. You'd learn to take a buckle, stuff like that. And it was just really repetitive. And just at school as well, like I was getting like bullied loads, and it was, "Oh, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I hate it." Because in my school where I used to go, it was like you would do rugby or football or you game. That was it. Everything else was like, if you didn't do that, you didn't fit in. So I was like, "Oh, I'm bored of this. I'll go do rugby." Well, I was thinking about doing boxing or something, and I'd done Will's seminar, done it. It was like amazing because it was the first time I actually done something different. I was doing top rope ranas and Canadians and stuff. It was hilarious, and dives. And I remember going up to him. I was like, "Oh, hey man, this is sick. Like, this is my last session. Thanks. This was amazing. Loved it. Thanks. Bye." He went, "Huh? Like what?" I was like, "Yeah, it's my last session, man." He goes, "Oh, okay. These your parents over there?" It's like, "Yeah, it's mum and dad." I go like do the usual, say goodbye to everyone, and by the time I get back around to mum and dad, he's telling my mum and dad to not let me quit. I was like, "Oh, one day me and you are gonna get in the ring one day, and it'll be like pretty soon. So don't quit. And if you think about giving up, then you're a mug." I was like, "Oh damn!" And then like August, like Rev Pro was me and him.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is mental.
And at that point there, you were a big fan of Will Ospreay, weren't you? At that point.
Yeah. I went from watching loads of tech wrestling with my granddad, and I think I was just going on YouTube looking up wrestling highlights of like I think I was watching like John Morrison or something, because he was doing like the split-legged moonsaults and stuff. And I come across Will and Ricochet from the Best Super Juniors. Yeah. I saw that and I was like, these are sick. I watched a little bit of Ricochet, and then I watched all the Will stuff. And I was like, this guy's insane. And then I saw he was from Essex as well. Yeah. Like, oh, I'm from Essex too. Like this guy's, and then you find out it's from Raynham. So it's only a half hour up the road from me. And it all kind of clicked. And that's kind of where I was like, oh, if this guy can do it, then I can.
Yeah.
And then now, like, he's like one of the guys I can go up to, be like, hey man, I need help. And he's like, that's weird. I still find that really weird.
Yeah, you find that weird that you found him on YouTube, realise how big of a basically a superstar he is, and then suddenly you now can kind of call him if you need to, just get some advice.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know how it happened. I don't get it.
It was that seminar, wasn't it? You gone to the seminar, you impressed him, and he saw something in you and wanted to kind of help you along your way.
Yeah, and then like he done that at the seminar, and then maybe like 4 months ish later, I went to Lucha because because Kosta and Tom Dawkins was there, Cara Noir, and they said, look, come along, come along, we'll get you in. I was like, all right, cool. I think I just turned 16, and I messaged Garry. Garry let me turn up, and I feel like my third session, he's like, "Will turn up," and he was like, "All right, cool. Me and you are doing stuff." I was like, "Okay, sick." And then he was helping me more and more and more. And then the session after that, with the MTV Fitness turning up, and we done like an unplanned match.
Yeah.
And then he's going through the feedback. I was like, "All right, cool. This is now teacher and protege kind of thing," and that's where it all kind of started. Where it's like, "Oh, Will Ospreay's protege."
Yeah. And the thing is with that as well, because I know like when I come down to Lucha as well, there's a lot of people when they turn up, you are that person they see and they go, "That's Callum Newman." And they're like really excited. And they're really excited to see you in the ring and you doing your thing. And they're like, we go and watch him in shows and now we're actually wrestling in the same place as him. So even though you've only been there a few years, it's like you've already kind of gone in full circle already. Now you're that kind of like professional and you've got other people looking. And it's like they're people that are younger, a lot older than you that are actually looking up to you going, well,
that's why I always found weird. Like I was like 17, and you have these like, because Lucha's like over 18. They let me in because they was like, "All right, cool. We see something you. We're going to help you." So sick. And I'd have like guys that are like 30, 40, and they'd come to me for advice. I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing my GCSEs right now. Like, and you're asking me for help on this? Like, what's going on?
Yeah. So looking at your, so when you got started, obviously you've been quite young and you've gone through. Do you remember your first match?
Yeah. It was me and a guy called Mark True versus Bo and what's the other guy? I think it might have been Ollie Peace. And that was a tag match, and we won the tag belts on like my debut.
Where was that at?
Oh,
RC? It wasn't Triple L, was it?
No, that was Wrestleforce.
Yeah.
So that's where I first started like properly, because like I had a match like way before that. I was like 13, but I never really count it because it was like in the middle of a cinema, and they was like, "Oh, we're gonna do this to like, promote the school," and they just threw me in. There was like I was in like skinny jeans and trainers, and I was like, I don't know what's happening, like a button shirt, and I was like, "Oh, just get in there, do a head scissor and a drop kick," and then they bigged it up as my debut. It's like, this is a bit strange.
Yeah. So remember your first gimmick? Because you weren't always Callum Newman, were you?
So my first gimmick was CJ Silver.
Yeah, most common wrestler name you could ever pick.
No, don't go about. Yeah, that was literally because like my name is just like my middle name's Joseph. So I was like, "Oh, CJ, yeah, that's cool." And I didn't know what to do for the end, so I went to a Wrestleforce show. I was like, "Oh, just be Silver." Oh, that, that's catchy, nice and catchy. Crowd can chant it. I was like, "All right, cool, yeah, that'll do." I'm still trying to think, and like I was like, "Oh, just call me CJ." And they went, "Oh yeah, cool, dog." They went, "Oh, just call me CJ." And then I got out, went in the ring, done my big roar, and they went, "CJ Silver." Okay, this is it now.
Yeah.
And then it went to Lucha, then RCWA, and all these other places. I was like, okay, I guess it's sticking now.
Yeah.
And then we moved on to all the other gimmicks.
So you've had a couple of gimmicks, haven't you? I think Lucha Britania had Neon Dragon.
Yes, that was Triple L. So I went from CJ to Neon Dragon, and then I done Lucha Britania, where I started off as Pure Britannico, and then I done the Dark Britannico gimmick, and now it's just Prince of Pace, Callum Newman.
Britannico, so Pure and Dark. How you found that? Because obviously Tom Dawkins' Cara Noir has been under that gimmick. So's Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
So how did you find taking on that role? Because I remember when you first came out as Pure Britannico, because you were wearing Tom's gear.
Yeah. So that was I remember just like Garry gave me a call like the week before, and was like, "Oh, by the way, you're going to be doing Pure Britannico the next Lucha show. See you there." Like nothing really. It's just like, "All right, cool. See you there." I'm like, "Oh, I am I? Sick. Cool. See you there." And I didn't have any gear, so I was like, "Oh, I'll use the neon mask." Something. Oh, that's not good enough. And Tom let me use his. And my debut match was against Tom.
Yeah.
So it was like a mirror of himself, and that was so cool. because like I love doing more of the lucha style and in the mask, because like for ages I was always like in a shell, and the mask, it was like Garry put it like the best to me. He was like, they're not looking at you, they're looking at the mask. So like you could take that mask off now and no one's going to know that you was in it. So do whatever you want, and they'll remember that Pure Britannio did it. They wouldn't remember that Callum done it. I was like, oh, that makes it way easier. So then, as soon as I put the mask on, I was doing anything and everything. Like, I was shouting more. I was doing more poses. It was great.
And when you took on the Dark Britannia, did you speak to Will about that, or did you just go for it?
No, that was literally I was just giving it. Like Garry wanted me to turn dark, so I done the big heel turn on, I think it was like Hanuman. And then the next show turned out in the same gear. Cause I didn't really know what to do. So I was like, I'm just gonna do the same thing to keep it classic Britannico. And I was watching loads of old matches that Will done of Britannico, and that helped a lot. And then after a while I was like, he's really quiet. I want to just let loose and go mental. So then as soon as like my music hit, like I was hyped up like to the full, like way more than usual, because Garry was like, right, just get out there, do whatever you want. Like, okay. I get downstairs, everyone's screaming in my face, I'm screaming back, I get in the ring, all the flips, run the ropes, screaming, swearing a lot. It was great. I loved it. I really miss Lucha now. It's the one thing I miss.
Do you find that was easier because you're under that mask than if you were doing it as Callum? Because obviously Callum's more of a, like, you can't really bring that sort of element of kind of anger out.
Yeah, like, it was so much easier because like Callum, like Prince of Pace wise, is like not muggy, but he's very cocky, and like he'll any chance he get, he'll try and like make fun of you. But Pure, he will just let loose. Dark, sorry, he'll just let loose and go, like say whatever he wants. And it was so much easier under that mask because like half the time I just want to do that anyway. Even when I'm heel at Triple L, I just want to let loose and say whatever I want. But it's like I can't do that because then it'll ruin my character and like make me seem like an idiot. Because at the time when I was doing it in Triple L against Clementine, I couldn't exactly go about screaming and shouting and swearing in pink tights. Because it might look a bit weird. But Pure was like all black, emo, goth, like the lot, and I could just go absolutely mental. It was just not the best.
Got ya. So let's talk about moves. What's your favourite move to give to someone?
A few moments later. More moments later.
I really like doing my boing boing uppercut just because of all the height I get on it. Or
a little later.
I really miss doing the step up dive where I bounce to the second and then to the top and then do a heel hook.
Got ya.
So I might start doing that again. Those were they're just so much fun. Like,
do you find you practice
them? Sorry?
Do you practice them in your own ring?
Yeah, sometimes. The boing boing, not so much because I just need a bit of bottle to do it. But the second rope to top and the uppercut, I do that all the time. Like I'm starting to do 450s from it and stuff like that.
Nice. And so what's your favourite route to take? You don't want, and it's obviously not going to be the chops from Kosta in the back.
They're disgusting.
I heard you talking about this as well.
Right? He chopped me, right? And I said to him before, I was like, bro, don't chop me in the back. It takes all the air out of me. I hate it. And he goes, oh, okay, I won't then. I sit up. He whacks me. I grab the ref. And I swear at him. I go, right, you tell him, like, are we allowed to swear on this?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, sick. So I grabbed the ref. I was like, you tell that prick to leave me alone. She goes, are you okay? I was like, do I look fucking okay? And then, because like I'm stinging, I'm like all round in pain a lot. And she goes away, says, he's hurt, like don't backtrap him again. And Kosta gets up, goes, haha, swat, and then carries on. Like, I hate you so much right now. I tried getting him back, but nothing phases him.
He's one of those people with Kosta. You've got with yourself. He gives you so much abuse, but he has got your back so much. You can tell that straight away. You're like his younger brother.
So when I first started, Kosta was there too, and then Kosta left, and I was kind of left there on my own. And then we met a few years later at SWA, and it was like we kind of split, and then we come back, and now like not like can't separate again.
No,
But we hang out all the time.
because I know with training and all that, you had to have your parents turn up to training to be there, so obviously because of your age. And I tell you, Kosta acts are kind of like a loco apprentice as well. When you go to other shows and your parents can't go, he can look after you as such.
Yeah. Like he makes sure I stay out of trouble. Like sometimes there's like some things that happen and it proper winds me up, and he'll be there. It's like, look, just chill, it's fine. But there's been a couple of times where like people started on him, and I've like there was a York Hall story. I don't know if I said it in the other one.
No,
but
I can't remember.
Someone was starting on him at York Hall. I was like, this is a bit weird. Just like tickets. And I remember just like, I was like, hey man, you gonna like back off? I proper like stood up for him, and then he turned to me and went, what's all that for? I went, he's picking on you. Yeah. And since then he goes, oh, you love me. You're my brother now. I was like, I hate you so much.
Love it. So
yeah.
Go on then. What is the move you don't mind taking when you think it gets the best reaction, but you don't mind taking it at all?
Oh, the crucifix driver thing where like they come round, I just fully go. Or I really like Michinoku drivers, because when I pop, I can get my head all the way up and tuck it really late, so it looks like I'm just landing on all my neck. So those are the best.
Yeah, so the one you get the best crowd reaction from, I presume.
Not the ones that make them pop, but the ones that like you hear, like it goes silent and you hear the. Is he okay? Like Lucha is the best of that. Like the triple threat match was me, Malik, and Kosta.
Yes. I
said to Malik, I was like, dude, knock me out. Like I want you to fully knock me out. And then he was like, you what? Like a forearm or something? I was like, no, punch me in the face. And he was like, I don't want to do it. Don't do that. I was like, look, man, just punch me in the face. Stop being a prat. Let's go. And he goes, all right. He got to it, punched me in the face. I just dropped. And then like everyone goes, oh. And then as soon as a ref is like nudging me, he's going, you okay? You okay? I'm not answering. And you hear the whole crowd go silent. You hear the whispers. I think that's the best. Yeah. That's why I know I've got them.
Yeah. Because your selling is pretty on point. When I watch some of your stuff, I go, he's really hurt there. And then you're doing something else. And it's like, oh, he's fine now. But then you're still selling it later on, which is obviously that element of kind of professionalism and kind of bringing the story, carrying on through the match, where you don't just forget about an injury, you carry on.
My selling's like really weird. So because when I started so young, I always like wrestling like older guys and like way bigger guys, and they used to like beat me up. And like sometimes I used to get proper proper beaten up. Like I come up with black eyes, like my arms twisted. One guy like popped my shoulder out or something. Like I remember it like twanging or something. My whole arm went numb. I was like 10, and like when I take something, I kind of remember to back then, like years ago, and how that felt, and kind of play off it. So that I know like how long it like dragged out for, like what hurt where, what do I grab, how like when it actually hurt, how did it actually feel, and how do I shake it off? I just kind of play back to it.
So let's move on. Wrestlers, past, present, and future wrestlers. Who would you like to wrestle? So what wrestler from the past would you have loved to have wrestled if you had the opportunity?
Oh, Eddie Guerrero, any day of the week. Like, because Will would always say my wrestling would remind him of Eddie Guerrero. I remember just watching loads and loads of his like matches. I was like, oh, if only. Yeah, that'd be so sick.
What current wrestler?
Oh, there's loads. Right now, I'd say Robbie X.
Yeah,
at the top of it.
Yeah, why would it be Robbie X? Obviously, your styles would kind of work together, wouldn't they?
Yeah, like he's just super slick, and like that run spot that would happen would be insane. Because we was meant to wrestle at WrestleGate, but that never happened, and we was meant to wrestle at Frontline in a 4-way, but that never happened. So hopefully the next time it actually works out, because that would be so sick. So
if there's any promoters out there watching, need to book you and Robbie X in a match,
please,
and
I'll do
sick.
Anything. Yeah, it'll be great. Like, just trust us.
Yeah. So looking at future talent, obviously being at London School of Lucha Libre, you've seen a lot of people coming through. Is there anyone that you've seen at training or other promotions where you've gone, they're up and coming, you go, I'd love to wrestle them, obviously to help them out as best I can, like other people have helped me?
I'd really like to wrestle like Keenan and Mark Rowe from New Blood. Like those guys are sick, and Darian Bankston as well. We had that singles match, but since then he's got way better as well. Like he's sick now, so that'd be cool. But Danny Black, he's literally just done Progress as well, so he's sick too. Who else? There's just loads of people want to wrestle, but I could never think of them. I had a list, but I've kind of got through that list, so I think I need to make a new one.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you probably had a lot of people you wanted to wrestle last year and now this year, but obviously we've not been able to.
I remember starting the year, I was like, right, I want to wrestle this person, this person, this person. I got through a couple of them, even like tag matches and stuff. But then I was like, I might as well get rid of this because it's not going to happen anytime soon. So I'd rather make a list where it's like regular and I know what's going to happen where.
Got ya. Right, let's do some this or that. Let's see which one you prefer. So, hit with a chair or go for a table?
Go for a table. Any day.
Why? How come?
I've been hit with a chair and it just sucks. Like it's the slap. He caught my arm, had a golf ball, my elbow for weeks. I've gone for one table and it was so fun. Nice.
Ladder or cage match?
Cage. There's so much I could do in a cage.
Yeah.
I was meant to do one like in like September, but it's never happened. And there was like platforms on top of the cage, a lot. It was going to be sick.
Next year, hopefully.
Hope. I messaged him a little while ago. I was like, "Hey man, is this still going to happen?" But as far as I know, like, all right.
Put you and Robbie X in a cage match. Done.
Oh, imagine! I'd be going all over the place.
There we go.
Off the walls a lot.
Kosta K or Malik?
Oh, you can't do this to me. Big G. I'm going to say that. Big G.
Aaliyah James or Clementine?
Clementine.
Will or Tom? That's Will Ospreay or Tom Dawkins.
Damn. Why are they so hard?
Don't think about it. Don't think about it. You're on the top rope. Don't think about it.
Will.
Mom, Dad, I love you.
Will or B?
Oh, no, you little.
That led him well.
Why? Oh, B. Because, I'll just say B.
Lucha Britania or Triple L?
Britannia.
WWE or AEW?
AEW.
AEW or New Japan?
New Japan.
Headline WrestleMania or headline Wrestle Kingdom?
Oh, Wrestle Kingdom. Oh,
you'd say
that's
that.
the dream.
Tag team champion with Will or main event feud with Will?
Main event feud.
Nice. Fantasy booking now. So I want to know dream opponent, stipulation, venue, and what's the storyline behind it?
Later that same evening.
Wow. That's got my brain thinking. It's like the first time I've used my brain in lockdown. Dream opponent. I'd really like to do something with the other Flippy kids. So like me, Maverick Mayhew, Joe Lando, and Danny Black. I reckon that could be something cool there. And it's like we all have our own little faction, and then at one point we all kind of grow apart. We all kind of get so before, like when we're together, it's all we're all happy to just do flips and be cool and have a laugh.
Yeah.
But then like maybe it's like one point I start getting serious. It's like I don't want to just flip. I want to do this, this, and this. But they don't see that, and in the end, kind of turn them not like the Shield, kind of.
Yeah.
So it's like one of them breaks, and then after a while, we all start splitting, and then like all these other little bits in between start involving matches, start jumping each other, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then it all comes into one big four-way.
Any stipulation?
Exhibition match with the ropes over the ring.
Nice.
That'd be sick.
And where are we going? York or Because I know you want to wrestle at York Hall. You haven't wrestled there yet, have you?
I'm desperate for York Hall.
Yeah.
Would we do that there? Yeah, we'll do that there because you've got the balconies. We'll go off all of them.
Yes, you can definitely go off the balconies. Nice.
Oh.
Who's going over?
Oh, me.
Obviously. Silly question. So, Callum, final thing, obviously, entrance music. We've obviously made you your original entrance music. Your character's obviously evolved from there. And as you say, you've got that more cocky element to it. And we've now created you a second track. What were you looking for in your track when obviously we were speaking about making you one up again?
It was like the first track. It was more I'd say generic, but it's more like I'm the good guy. Everyone cheers me.
Yeah.
Just like the young up and comer that everyone loves, kind of.
Yeah.
And now it's like it's a bit more grown up, really. Like I don't want to be that one where it's like people look at me, it's that flippy kid. He does all the flips. He's really cool. I want them to look at me like, that's the flippy kid. But if it comes to it, he could fuck someone up.
Yeah.
And with the track before, it didn't really suit that. So this time I was looking at something that's a bit deeper and a little bit like more, just a bit more like punk to it.
Yeah.
So it's like, because usually, I don't know, usually when you think of punk, it's more like anarchy, like a bit like, what's the best word? Like, kind of like, not, it's like, I think of the word. It's like
anarchy,
like
works
rebel,
quite well.
anarchy.
Yeah, anarchy works quite well. I think anarchy.
Yeah, so it's like, it's like unpredictable, kind of. So you don't know what I'm going to do. So it's like I could turn up, I could do all the flips, I could do the strikes, it could be tech. Like I'm trained in all of them, so you won't expect it. So when I come out, it's like, Joel, here we go. What's he going to do now?
And I think that was a lot of it, because I remember when your kind of character was evolving, I messaged you and said, look, I want to make you another track, because I think your original track was is very Dragon Ball Z kind of theme song to it as such, and it was
like
a lot younger.
Yeah, like I love anime. Like, I've still been like watching through lockdown, like loads of anime. Like just finished watching like Seven Deadly Sins, like stuff like that. And like before, it was like, Dragon Ball. Everyone knows Dragon Balls. Like it's just a thing that everyone knows.
Yeah.
And like the music to it is very like it's just very like upbeat and really quick, kind of what the first gimmick was.
Yeah.
But then it's something that was a bit more like grown up, really.
Yeah. And hopefully this track is on our YouTube channel. So at the end of this video, we'll link it into the video. So press on that and you can listen to it. So Callum, a couple of other things. Merchandise. You're selling merch. How can people buy your merchandise?
It is www.onthegear.com, I think, or .co.uk. Either one. One of them should work. I don't know.
Put it down below.
Nice one. Cheers.
Yeah, I'll do it. And then go on write in Callum Newman, or you can write in Prince of Pace and you'll find your stuff from there.
Either Prince of Pace shirt, or I've won a South Park character with me. It just says flips. Nice and simple.
You getting any more merchandise coming out, or is that something you're waiting for wrestling to come back?
Yeah, like right now I'm just kind of waiting for everything to kickstart, and then I've got loads of stuff kind of working up. So like I kind of know where I want to go next with the whole Prince of Pace character. So I might just wait until everything kind of properly evolves.
Yeah. And
then come out with some more stuff.
And I know that Prince of Pace character you're keeping kind of quite close to the heart, because you don't want to tell anyone, because you want to kind of reveal it as you do it, don't you?
Yeah. Like I the way I want it to work, I literally want it to be like either a really slow build, like I don't want to like fully tell people about it. I want people to notice it themselves. So it's like, oh, like this has changed about him. That's changed. So it's like, let's see how it goes.
Yeah. How can people find you on social media? Go and follow you and listen to what you're saying, or tweeting, or anything like that.
Instagram and Twitter is princeofpace_cn, and see me doing cool tricks and pictures with music over it, or a weird caption. Either or.
Superb. Well, Callum, I'll let you go. Thank you very much for your time. You've been on KMX Behind the Curtain.
Sick. Thanks for having me. This is fun.
Bye.